June 7th, 2014. Guys, we're looking at a sudden increase in the wind speed, the density, and the temperature. This is that CME we've been tracking that formed the cross. Remember that. We've been seeing it for a week now, since last Saturday, as it was a filament coming around the sun, finally collapsed. Remember, that released energy for about 28 hours. Now, let's look at our quake situation now as this thing's hitting the A satellites, because we've had a 5.6 in Russia. But I think Alaska is going to be something to just keep an eye on, because when I pull this up, watch the quakes on the left side. The entire page is filled up with small quakes, from going into your 2 points to your 3.9 to 4 there, guys. One after the other, and we've seen a volcano go off there, and in Russia also. Electrons and protons are filling up the atmosphere. Not only now do we have the quake potential, but we've been looking closer and closer at this electron and proton buildup affecting not only lightning, but the volcanoes, the heat inside the Earth. Makes sense. Now, got a couple small quakes, one that's unusual in West Virginia there. That's part of the North American craton system, so I'm not sure what's going on there. You've got 3 small quakes up the San Andreas Fault in California. Kind of usual day so far. We've not had a coronal mass impact on Earth, guys, in several days, maybe a couple weeks. I'd have to go back and look at it. It's been very quiet. This is the first impact. Now, here's your second source. When no one else will talk about this, come to your magnetopause. This goes back to yesterday. Notice the timestamp, 6/6/2014. Just went over to today on the 7th. Now, I've superimposed the green arrow to give you an average of 12, because on a calm day, that's about where it will be as you see it move back and forth. But let's watch this as it goes on. Remember, just in the last images, did you see that increase in spike in the temperature, solar wind speed, and plasma density? That density is piling up more electrons and protons. It's causing problems. Now, again, watch this. I'm going to let it play through the last frames that I was able to get down. It will be up into 1700 hours. You're already starting to see some minor effects, some pressure. But again, the green arrow is your average. But it's going to change, and it changes right when you saw the spike. Watch this. You get an impact there at 1240. You're starting to see it push harder and harder. Your second band starting to come in. But the impact, again, it comes in at 1700. And you'll watch this thing start to collapse. And it comes about very fast. So the key here is it's just hitting the A satellites. Now notice here at 1716, both bands are inside the green arrow. Now, bam, almost all the way to the satellites. That's the GOES 15, 14, and 13, as well as the South Korean COMS satellite. 1727 last frames. You saw that spike. We've got a few pressure points on Earth. This is a heads up. We're going to watch it, guys. Be safe.